In today's Fishing with Entrepreneurs, we go fishing with JD Roberts, who turned a childhood dream into a thriving business, in large part by leveraging failure as an asset. And in this episode, founder therapist Laura Guzman shares actionable strategies to help you become a more resilient and successful entrepreneur. What starts as a fishing slump soon turns into an epic day on the water as JD pivots our location and takes us to a honey hole. Don't miss out.
Talk about the parallels and the life lessons in fishing and entrepreneurship. No matter how far along you get, you're just as susceptible to getting your ass kicked as bad as you did the first time you ever got your ass kicked fishing. I'm a lot better loser the more fishing that I do. I take the loses much better. I can take them right on the chin nowadays. You know, it's no big deal. Like, you're with your local Orvis Indoors fishing outfitter. We hadn't seen a bite this morning. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. You know, like, I suck. You know? I grew up hearing this saying, never say whoa in a mud hole. And
you might have to explain to the general population that analogy.
Well, I think it was...
There's a horse involved, right?
Yeah, maybe a horse involved or a pickup truck, either one, you know.
Okay.
You get bogged down in the mud, press on the gas, don't say whoa, keep moving forward.
Yeah.
But I kind of take that figuratively and have applied it to that too in times when you're not successful or things don't shake out like you wanted.
But you know there's only so much you can do to get people fish in the boat.
I think you learn to let go of the things that you're not in control of. I sure have. That's something that guiding and fishing has taught me. And I try hard to control the things that I can, like how I treat people, what I feed them, how they sleep. Everything else is a gamble. And we're out here to have fun too.
And it is a part of being an entrepreneur. So this normalizing that there's nothing wrong with you if something's not working. It happens to everyone. And being able to have that acceptance and that compassion. And that's what I really hear from JD, like a lack of judging the situation, judging himself. And he just flips it around and frames it for his clients, right? Like, we don't always catch a fish. Like, some days are better than others.
He laughs at it. I mean, we were out there. We'd been fishing for about 3 hours. And he said, hey, I'm a Orvis endorsed guide. We haven't even got a bite, much less a fish. And he's just laughing.
That's right. So he's not personalizing the failure.
Yeah.
That is key. A lot of entrepreneurs, unfortunately, because we're often too enmeshed in our businesses. So sometimes our identity so hooked in that when something bad happens, we interpret that as something's wrong with me, something's bad, something's broken with me, that I can't do this. For a founder to look at failure as information, reframe it. That's what he's doing. JD's like, okay, what's new information? How do I reframe this information and then take that to keep going? And how is this going to help me build the next thing? Or how's it going to help me understand, oh, I made the mistake with that hire. Oh, I'm not going to hire like that again. I'm going to learn from that and do it differently next time.
You know, his understanding of what he's in control of and what he's not, I thought was so mature.
Look at that, on the long pause. Little bass love me. And I love them. I told Dan and Carol from the time I was 12 years old that I wanted to fish for a living. And everybody, of course, is like, oh yeah, good luck. That's a really hard life. Not a lot of people get to do that. Go to college. And so I did. I went to college and got a marketing degree. Sawyer and I went and lived in a van for about a year on the road, looking for a place to put our roots down out west and continue hunting and fishing for a living, and knew we could shoe horses if I needed to. And we traveled by way of the Horsefoot. I thought for sure we'd end up southern Wyoming or BC, and life's full of trade-offs. You know, and the older I got, the more I realized I could be happy or miserable anywhere in the world. Had some of my most miserable days in some of the prettiest places in North America, you know. and realized we couldn't replace the people down here. Ended up coming back to Texas and found this little place in Grayford, and it wasn't with the vision of having a fishing outfit out here. We were just wanting out of town.
Yeah.
And we landed in Grayford, and I was like, you know what, we might could take people fishing up here. And we were floating in the rafts and fly fishing just like we had done out west, and got a huge response from people asking, hey, where, can we do that? And you take people fishing? And we kept getting a better response. I picked up some corporate clients, and all of a sudden I had 5 boats in 2021. And was like, how can I keep these boats busy? And started hiring some guides. What do I enjoy most about it? I'm not ever at work dreaming about doing something else. Never. A lot of people sit at their desk and watch YouTube videos and wish they were somewhere else. I never wish I was somewhere else.
Got one pond. As soon as it gets a little drier, I want to take you to next time you're out here, JD. There we go.
This might be a 1/4 pounder right here.
1/4 pounder.
Oh! He's a frog eater. Thank you. Do you want to keep these fish, Jim?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
They feel like it sometimes, don't they?
Good eat. That one might be a 1/2 pound.
Yeah. Oh, that's a better fish, man. That's like that one on the dam. I think that's got me swimming.
No, he's just over a 1/2.
Yeah, he
Barely. Oh, he kissed on me is what he did. Fish piss.
Let's talk a minute about your business, JD. You're selling fun.
Yeah, sharing a really cool fishery and a cool sport, getting people into a cool sport, seeing lots of firsts, lots of personal bests, lots of firsts, getting to share all those moments with people. Like, that's a daily thing for me, like hooping, hollering, high-fiving, hugging, slapping people on the back. Like, that's Monday to Friday stuff. A lot of people don't get that at work. They're not like, whoa, hell yeah, and slapping somebody on the back. Like, they don't get that when they go to their office job every day. Like, that feels good.
What he's doing is a gift they may not even realize that they're about to receive. Is that you may have come on this trip for this goal to catch this fish, but stop and look around for just a minute. Look at this beautiful environment. Look at this river. Look at where you are. And I would bet that that's actually what most people are there for. They just didn't even know how to say that. And that's a successful business right there. And I'm sure there's like multiple famous entrepreneurs that have said something around this of like, once you understand what your client or customer needs that they don't even know that they need, you got something, right?
Easy as probably he thinks it's going to be. Anyway, when you sit there in an editor and oh, there we go.
Oh, got me a jumper. Yeah,
That was a good one.
got him.
You had your camera pointed right there, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Got him on one hook.
Like I said earlier, like some of the only anxiety that I get thinking about the business is just long game. Like, is this what I'm going to do forever? Truth is, no, probably not. Will I make a living in the outdoor industry? Probably so. Will I be guiding fishing trips when I'm 60? Maybe not,
Well, and the fact that he's anxious about the future, that is so normal, right? And this is where it comes back to, I feel like JD has a compassionate mindset. And, I use the word compassion with my founders a lot, and they're just like, oh, that seems soft, and I don't know if I would use that word. And I'm like, actually, compassion can be very fierce, because compassion is bold. You have to actually be strong, and you have to be courageous to be compassionate towards yourself, because you can do it for other people more easily than you can do it for yourself. So it's actually an act of strength. And I see him being compassionate. So even when he has anxiety around the future, it's like he's able to put it into perspective. He's able to be more just like less harsh and critical, and more supportive and understanding.
It's not that hard to do. You couldn't take it, not one more pop.
Is on Frog Day. East Texas. That's a little better. You might want to wake him. Yeah, that may or may not be the winner for today. We'll see.
You hold him, see what a bass feels like?
Double.
Oh, this is gonna register a little something.
You got a 12-step. It's the very first step is to acknowledge that you have no power over this addiction. You know, you have no power over this outcome, if you will, we're talking about of this business, you know.
That's how I feel. I'm like, yeah, God gave me a good mind and an able body and all that, but if he wants, if it's not supposed to succeed, it won't succeed. And I pray that he slams doors in my face that he wants to be closed. And I try to jump through the ones that I think he's opened. Points of arrival can be scary. Like a lot of people reach something that they thought was a point of arrival and it's a huge letdown to them. Mm-hmm. You know, you spend your whole life loving something that won't ever love you back. A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
And all those struggles you're talking about and small business, like, I'm sure I would just waller in them and run this thing in the ground with no faith, you know?
Yeah.
I'd be a disappointing person to serve. I fail all the time, you know?
Yeah.
You better get fishing. You don't want to get beat by that little bluegill.
Hey, that would be pretty funny. Thanks, JD.
Thanks for having us, Jim.
Hey, anybody wants to fish with JD, it's Fin Stinks, F as in Frank, finstinks.net.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about.